I am very pleased to join you today for this important conversation. It is hard to believe that children born this year will graduate in the year 2040. That is 35 years after Back to the Future's future, where we were supposed to have flying cars and hoverboards. But it is exciting to imagine what the next generation of thinkers and leaders will bring to our world in another 2 decades. I am confident that AmeriCorps will be ready to welcome that next generation of young adults into national service in partnership with our schools, educators, and education partners across the country. To bring our educational system into the future, innovation and persistence are critical tools in our tool belts. And those are two characteristics that I know that Teach for America and our many education partners already have mastered. I read a reflection by a TFA member by the name of Harris, where he said his students are all capable, creative, and intelligent. And if we can expand opportunity and access for all students, the possibilities are endless. I agree with Harris. The opportunities are indeed endless. And I'm excited about the work that AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps TFA members are doing in South Carolina. Through Teach for America, passionate and well-trained teachers jump into schools, ready and willing to help the students that need them most. And just last year, 85 AmeriCorps members served in 31 locations across the state, specifically with Teach for America. They are part of more than 65,000 AmeriCorps members that serve in K-12 schools every single year. These AmeriCorps members ran toward a challenge, even during a pandemic, holding students accountable and helping them achieve, all while showing compassion. And as a result, more than 90% of principals said that TFA teachers were effective instructors while maintaining a positive learning environment. These AmeriCorps members were so committed during the 2020-2021 academic year, 77% of these TFA homegrown leaders decided to teach for a third year in South Carolina beyond their 2-year commitment. And I just pause and I think about the trauma, the urgency, the challenges that we were all facing during those years. And I think, many people would have said, I've served my time, I am done, I am going to take care of myself. And I just get so fired up when I think about that large number of TFA homegrown leaders that said, no, I'm not done, I am continuing to serve. Dion is one of those teachers that taught beyond their commitment. He was inspired to keep serving after his second year when he saw the impact he was making on students and families. He saw students becoming leaders in their communities, and he realized the classroom was where he could witness not only his impact, but the future leaders of the next generation. It's stories like these that bring me so much joy helping you celebrate the 10th anniversary of Teach for America, South Carolina. We need not only strong policy, but the support of programs and people just like TFA teachers who show innovation, persistence, and perseverance, ready to jump in, make changes, make us more equitable, make us stronger, and build back better. With these tools in our tool belts, we are unstoppable and can pave the way for the next generation of leaders who in 2040 will be welcomed into the national service family with open arms.
Michael, thank you. Thank you very much for the partnership with AmeriCorps. I truly mean we could not achieve this level of success and impact in community without that partnership, as well as the partnership of some of the other people on the Zoom today. Thank you again, Michael. So we're getting ready to dive into some small group discussions. But before we do that, I think it's important that we center on framing the future together. And so if we think about, the fact that the children born today are going to be graduating in or around 2040, they're going to be entering a world that is radically transformed in terms of what we know today. And so before we make that pivot in the small group, I just want to make sure that we center on a shared vision of what is likely to be true in 2040 and beyond. So the first thing is that we're going to have extreme population growth. Over the next 20 years, the world will probably increase its population to about 9.2 billion people. And by 2045, the majority of Americans will actually be people of color, which is a shift in our demographics. So how do we educate and prepare a population for demographic changes that are going to take place over the next 20 years? We also realize that we're already witnessing the effects of climate change. And if it's left unaddressed, we'll have large scale consequences on agriculture, migration patterns, extreme weather events that we're already starting to witness. And these opportunities are going to provide new workforce potential that's going to create and demand highly skilled individuals. So how are we going to make sure people are prepared for renewable energy jobs and things of the like? When you think about technology increasing, we're going to have gains in artificial intelligence, autonomous driving, flying vehicles, high-speed telecommunications, and an increase in interconnected devices. In fact, in 2040, it's predicted that we're going to have over 173 million internet-connected devices. That's 19 devices per person. And so, additionally, as we think about so many people being connected to each other, even more so than they are today, how are we going to help youth through digital literacy to understand and be able to separate fact from fiction, because we're already having some concerns in that area. By 2040, we're going to have the world's first space elevator. If you're not familiar with that concept, it is a pretty cool thing. It's going to be functioning out of Japan, and we'll probably be on our second manned mission to Mars by then. So how are we going to shift our curriculum to prepare students for industries needed to support this field? And then by 2040, we know that China and India are projected to become the largest national economies, with the US falling to third. Decentralized assets, cryptocurrencies, the blockchain are all predicted to be a central part of the economy. And when I was in high school, I didn't even learn how to balance a checkbook. And now we don't even use checks anymore. So how are we going to prepare young people today for the financial literacy and realization of what's going to be taking place by 2040?